Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys. My name is Keith.
Josh.
Zenas.
And Brice.
Woo! Playing Arlo, Grim, and Jack Law. I'm playing your
Am I the
dungeon.
only person with the last name?
You are, so far.
That is Baker.
Yeah, he has his last name, but he doesn't go by it.
I have no last name. I was found.
Arlo found.
In our last episode, our crew escaped the pursuit of the guards at the manor after they had killed the constable of the city. They were approached in the LID headquarters by Corgus, the leader of the LID, and the recruiter to their secret organization for goodness, the Servants of the Scale. They were approached by he and Betty, another friend they had made along the way, and they were told that they need to go across the Great Bridge to the village of Fark to let the heat die down here in Lonsim and to await communication from them/him on what they should do next. In the meantime, they should find a way to do good wherever they find good available to be done. As well, Arlo is on the search for his master, Briar, who he believes may also be in the village of Fark.
We're on hope.
Which is near to the other side of the bridge that they are currently facing. The very end of last episode, they were at a bridge that was being pressed in by a bunch of commoners who wanted to get out of the bridge, but that was being guarded by guards and orcs. They have cast a fog cloud on the gate. They have incited a riot of people to push in towards the gate to open it up. And there are guards who has at least seen Grim sprinting towards the gate, and we have rolled initiative. We are currently in battle.
So let's do some good in the world. Yeah.
I'm not going to kill anybody this time.
As far as we know.
A disclaimer.
Okay, so first on the list is Jack Law. We need to think about placement. Jack, where were you whenever you shouted to incite the riot?
I'm thinking probably towards the back side of if this is the crowd going in and this is the fog cloud, probably more towards the back end of the fog cloud, closer to the middle of the crowd.
Okay. Closer to the middle of the crowd, not at the gates. There's people between you and the gate right now. Okay.
As many people as can fit in the cloud.
Yeah.
Wow. Ice cream churn on wheels.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, that noise.
I felt that inside.
Arlo is on the right corner, like the right edge of the right door of the gate. That's where I believe you moved last time. And
it's kind of like closer towards where the wagon is or whatever?
Yeah, you're very near.
Okay.
You're pretty much between a couple orcs who are now lying on the ground after being knocked down by all these commoners and their wagon, which is situated there by the gate.
Slackers.
You're pretty much right by the leg of a horse. Cool. And Grim,
are there doors to the towers?
Yeah, there's a door into each of the towers.
I was heading towards the left door of the tower.
Heading there, I would say you're probably movement speed away from that door, based on whenever you kind of made your way that way. You took a long sprint to get you that close. Might be a little bit generous before you're seen, but you are within movement speed of that door. But Jack, it is your turn, sir.
I'm going to try and hide myself with all the people and just go through the gate.
Okay, the gate is currently not open, but there are people pressing against it, and it is budging, but it's currently not open.
Okay, then I'm going to stealth into the crowd and just try and get through the gate when it opens.
Okay, roll stealth with advantage if you don't mind.
You just start like a Finding Nemo thing. Swim down! What? Stealth is... So I got 20.
Okay, no one notices you doing this. No one notices you slipping through.
Nice.
And you are now at you step over a few orcs, step over a few guards who have been knocked over by this crowd. They're all underneath trying to stand up, trying to get right. There are people pressing in. There are horses and carts kind of pressing in against each other. There is just a pack of people against this gate, and you can feel the gate swaying in and out, but it's not quite opening. Arlo, it is your turn, sir.
Cool. All right. Lay it out for me. Directionally, where are these horse ponies pointed?
All right, so if you're looking at the gate, you are at like the right hinge or the right door.
Got it.
If you are facing the gate, so if you imagine you were looking directly at this wall you're against, right behind you is the front right leg of a horse.
Okay, so Not entirely what I was asking. Okay, my plan is I want to move the horses in a direction. I imagine if I go up and smack one on the behind, it'll start moving forward.
Yes, if you currently smack one on the behind, it will also be heading into the gate, into this crowd of people.
Let's do it.
All right. So you would like to smack
Jack
the horse?
sees him rearing back his hand. The horse pointed directly at him.
Slow motion.
All right. So Arlo, roll an attack on this horse.
Sweet. Well, it's standing right in front of me, so.
Sure. Well, you are in a fog cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With disadvantage, roll your attack.
Wait, I'm standing next to a horse. How am I disadvantaged?
You're in the fog, my dude.
Okay, well, I got a 20 on that one and a 20 on the other one.
Okay. You're going to hit
what
the
a
horse.
waste.
I'm just trying to decide how effective this
I
is.
smack it so good.
All right, so you smack the crap out of the back of this horse, and like this horse, the other one doesn't really do much at first, but this horse like almost jumps out of its harness and kicks back and kicks a hole through the front of this cart, and then it starts to pull and gallop towards the gate, which is like 10 feet away from it, so it just gets barely up its
Everybody, watch out!
The other horse is just, Jerry, calm down.
The other horse does follow suit and begins to sprint towards the door. Jack, I'm going to need to let you roll a dexterity saving throw.
With advantage?
We decided that you don't have disadvantage in fog, right?
Huh? No, I still have disadvantage.
Oh, okay. There was just one. There was essentially one thing that you did. Okay. So yeah, roll a disadvantage that you.
It was like a sneak attack thing.
Okay. Yeah.
He was sneaky.
Yeah.
It was 7 do it.
Hold on. No, I should just roll to trample you.
Does he
your
get
AC?
advantage if he shoves a couple of people in front of the horses?
Disadvantage?
The horses aren't trying to. I'm just rolling kind of a chance thing to see if he gets trampled. The horses aren't trying to trample him, so I guess it would be a dodge roll. So I'll roll against the strength of my horses against your dexterity. So let's just back out of it. We'll decide that's how we're going to do. We'll roll again. Figure it out.
I rolled a 7, it's okay.
I rolled an 8. You get hit by the horses. You get knocked. You don't get trampled, but you get knocked into the gate. And we're going to say you take 1 damage from slamming into the gate.
Does the gate open just a little?
We got hold on. I got some other things to deal with before the horses actually collide with the gate. I need to find all my papers properly.
Proper papers.
Let's see. Let's roll this up. Oh boy. Nope. That's not what they do. That's better.
Is he the old boy good for him or good for us?
Bad for me.
The guards on the ground do not. They're not able to succeed in getting out of the way of this horse that's coming trampling through, and they all take 5 damage. The guards on the ground.
Yep, doing good in the world.
Yeah.
Helping people wherever we go.
The orcs as well are going to try to get out of the way of this thing.
It's at times like these I feel like it's much easier just to play a chaotic evil character.
Yeah.
There's no pressure of being good. You just if someone dies, it's your MO.
There you go.
Alright, so the orcs as well are not able to get out of the way of this horse with the fog cloud. They just completely fail. They're trying to writhe around, and just as they're trying to stand up, the horses run over them. And now I'm going to roll a weird strength check of horses, of this whole crowd against the door, which is being bolstered by this horse. So, wow. Yeah, so rolling with advantage, 19, the door does crack open a little bit. These doors are really heavy, but the door cracks open enough to where a person probably could, like, slide through the side of it.
What about a half-sized person?
Yeah,
You could saunter, my boy.
Yeah, you still have to turn it sideways.
Roll for sauntering.
Yeah, you've not taken your movement yet, so there's now a horse, and there's a lot of stuff in between you and this gate.
Like Jack pinned to a wall by a horse.
Yeah, would you
How
like
did that happen, Arlo?
I have no idea.
to move through this space? Do you have any special thing? Because we've just had the movement through off camera.
I
We've
have
had the
legs.
roll a dexterity saving throw just to figure out if you can step through all these people and figure out your way through this gate.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Wait,
Excuse me.
don't you have... Is Strumley a halfling?
Strumley is a halfling. He's a gnome.
I am a gnome.
Well, gnomes are just as small as halflings.
Yeah.
Do you not have that like nimble thing that lets you move through a creature's space if they're larger than you?
I don't think so.
Because you're small.
Yeah, because I actually get gnome cunning instead of that one.
Roll that dex saving throw for me, brother.
That is a mighty 12.
Yeah, you get through. We'll say this is really rough terrain. That's how we're going to handle it. This
Okay.
is really difficult terrain. Is how we're going to handle it. It halves your speed. You get to the gate, but not through the gate.
Okay, I can work with it.
You are now in a crowd of people, probably standing on top of something. It takes me all the rules are swirling around in my head. It takes me a minute to figure out what the best one is for the situation. This is very difficult terrain, and so
Like
you're,
a spider sense, your blood runs cold, and you see Jack pinned to the wall by the horse. Jack just glaring at you.
yeah. As you get to the gate, Jack is very close to the gap in this gate, and you get almost there. You can see through the hole. You can see the light on the other side. You can see this miles long bridge with nobody on it on the other side, and you can see the mainland in the distance and stuff. But you don't quite make it there as you just climb and claw your way through all these people who are fighting to get through this gate.
I want to reach out to Jack. Jack, this is no time to be laying around. Come on,
I
man.
kick him.
Not your turn. All right, so guards 1 and 2 are both going to fire an arrow at you, Grim. The guards 1 and 2, they say, "Hey, there he is!" And they both fire an arrow at you. Now tell me,
Am I stealthily pinned by this horse?
So
you
stealthy.
stealthed in there, so yeah, nobody really sees you in there. All right, so one completely misses you. He's like as soon as Arlo slaps the horse, this one guard, the guard on the right tower. The movement of the horse and the slamming into it shakes his arrow, and his arrow flies off. Actually, not off. It flies into the crowd, and it kills a common person. It hits him right in the head, and the person falls out. A wife screams as her husband has just died.
Doing good.
Oh,
There we go.
And then the
man.
other person,
How tall are these towers?
40 feet.
The fog cloud's a 40-foot sphere.
It's 20 feet, 20-foot sphere.
20-foot radius sphere.
20-foot radius.
Which is 40 feet.
20 foot centered on the gate, which means it only goes 20 feet up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
That's true.
Also,
Really?
I'm gonna have to call this one in my benefit because when I said it only covered the people on the ground, nobody combated me on that one. We'll have to make sure we'll have to let that one stay.
It's all right.
But so the one on the left does crit, making up for the other one. So he crits an arrow into you. He fires an arrow into your shoulder.
Which one of those rolls makes you feel better? That you got hit for a crit?
Or
Or
the
that
other
somebody
guy
else
died
got
because
hit
of
in
a
the head?
crit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either way,
Yeah,
they're
it
both
was-
very successful.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a super double crit. So the damage, it is going to be. What was damage for a longbow?
1d8.
We'll just call it 1. We'll call it 1.
It's 1d8, my bro.
1d8. All right, cool. Sounds good. 1d8. We'll roll him twice. 6 plus his donks is 7. So you take 7 damage in the arrow to the shoulder. And the guard says, "I got him! I got him!" As you take the arrow to the shoulder. The other guards are going to do their best to stand up now. But they really can't see anything at this point, so they're just going to stand up and try to get their bearings with this turn. Grim, it is now your turn.
I want to go through the door.
The door to the tower.
Yeah.
All right, so you make it. You got movement speed of 30. So do you want to dash?
No.
All right, so you're at the door of the
Can
tower.
I open the door?
You can open the door.
What do I see?
You see pretty much kind of like storage containers, like what would be in the bottom of this tower. Maybe some arrows, maybe a few rations, and then you see steps that lead up to the top of the tower. Not steps, a ladder is correct. It is a ladder that leads up to the top of the tower, not steps.
How does it look like the gate's open?
It looks like there may be a mechanism in the tower, more so than it is in the bottom.
Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna dash up.
Okay, so you make it almost to the top of the tower then. as a 40-foot tower. So you run. So Drim, you run into the door. I'd like to personify as you shoulder through this door. You slam it open
with the arrow shoulder.
Yeah, with the arrow. Just press that arrow deeper, and then you go climbing up the ladder, and that will, I guess, end your turn unless you have something else you can do.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So now it is the orcs' turn. They are also going to try to stand up. And they are going to start swinging wildly into the crowd. So far, they are facing away from you. They're facing Arlo and Jack. They are facing away from you, so they're just cutting into this crowd that's pressing against them. They're cutting for horses. They're cutting for common folk. One of them crit fails, so he actually chops an axe into his own toe, and he takes. Dang, an axe is a lot of damage, isn't it?
It depends on the great axe is 1d12.
Yeah, they've got great axes, boys. So
great. So great.
So he does not do a good job, and he rolls a great axe into his toe, and you hear Orc go, "Oh my god!" The other one is going to roll, and one of them you hear the axe collide directly with something huge, a fleshy thud as an axe enters into the shoulder of a horse, and you hear a horse go. Another axe, you can hear someone.
He was 2 weeks from retirement.
Another orc swings wildly into the crowd, and his axe collides with a woman who says, "My leg!" And then finally, the fourth orc swings and doesn't hit anything. He luckily whiffs. But there's bloodshed in the crowd. There's bloodshed in the cloud in the crowd.
Dang.
And now, Jack Law, it is your turn again.
Way
sir.
to go, Arlo.
What's going on with the horse? I feel like it'd be bucking and...
Yeah, it's pressed. It got hit, and after it hit the wall again, it's going to slam back into the... That's not going to be a reaction, but it's not the horse's turn yet. The horse and buggy goes after Arlo.
Oh my.
Arlo is like right beside me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just like push him through the gate?
Sure. Roll a strength check with advantage if you're going to allow him.
Whee! Oh yeah.
Or with advantage. Hey, that's 20.
Yep, that sounds good enough to me. You press Arlo through like a sticky booger. It spits right out of the thing.
I can see it. It's very
Arlo,
refined.
cartoonishly, you feel a hand on your back that squeezes you through this door as you pop through it and kind of roll like we picture cartoonishly a gnome would roll after being shot through a door.
When I get to the other side of the gate, I see on top it says big letters that say Play-Doh on top. I have been extruded.
You roll about 10 feet, and then when you sit up, you are facing the bridge before you.
Woo! I want to turn around. Can I look and see if there's any kind of mechanism to open up the gate?
It is still Jack's turn, unless you're finished.
Huh, that was kind of my idea. So
You don't want to move?
I'm not going to go farther away from the gate. I'm just going to sit here at the opening. If I can try and squeeze through, then I guess I'll do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
I didn't know if
you're
it was big
like
enough
within
for me.
5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, you could sidle through it.
This is the kind of scene you'd find outside an Apple store at a new iPhone release.
Yeah, exactly that.
Strength?
You're just walking at this point.
Oh.
It's just going to take you a little bit. You're just not going to be able to get very far once you get on the other side.
Okay, then yeah. I'm going to squeeze through.
So by the time you squeeze through the gate, you can hear the shouts of the crowd. You can hear the gate is kind of swelling and coming back down and being pressed. And you squeeze through, and you got about 5 feet left of your movement, so you can't quite make it to Arlo, but you do look around.
Is there a door that goes up to the guard tower from this side as well?
There is.
Okay. Can I make it over to that?
Yes, you can. But since you haven't really you pushed Arlo through, we'll call that your action.
Yeah, he hasn't moved.
But
so.
you can test that door if you want.
I'd like to.
That door is locked.
Okay.
Grim, you remember seeing on your way in on the other side of the ladder a door to the other side. I should have mentioned that as well.
Don't you dare not remember that.
Well, it's too late.
Yeah.
I'm in the ladder.
Okay, so it is the Arlo's turn.
Cool. Do I do the thing and do I see the stuff?
You can also spy that the mechanisms that open this gate they don't seem to be down on y'all's level. The mechanisms and everything seem to be on the top of the tower level as they go across the top of this gate.
Huh.
And some of those mechanisms go into the guard towers.
Am I the one that Zenas is at, or the other one? Am I at the tower Zenas is at, or the other one?
Did you go left or right when you got out of the gate?
Right.
That is not the tower Zenas is at. Zenas is at the left tower, if I'm correct. I think you're coming in on the left. Also, as you look on the back, roll perception for me.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was on the left side, and I would have just like squeezed through and kept going to the right.
All right. So, excuse you.
Like if this is the gate, I was here, so
Yeah.
I tried to squeeze through, and I would have just kept going.
Okay. Exactly that. You're headed towards the right guard tower. You look at that and it is locked.
That's a 7, me brother.
All right. It's not hard to see that there are big stone braces, or not big stone or wooden braces on this back side of the gate that look as though they can fold up and out. So whenever the gate is closed, these braces fall in to keep it shut, and you detect that they look like they're cracking a little bit, and that is what is allowing the gate to open the small bit that it is open.
Okay.
Eat the door.
I was gonna say, like, there's not a whole lot I can do at this point.
It's been a long time since our party has rested.
Yeah, so we were talking about that betwixt episodes. So
Chop it with the staff.
I am pretty much out. Yeah, like, is there anything I can do? Like, I have a quarterstaff. Is there anything I can do there?
This is your world, man. I'll just tell you what happens.
Well, I'm just asking, like, these beams that are down, are they the size of like a telephone pole or a broomstick?
They're telephone pole-ish. It doesn't look like you could toss your staff at it and snap it in half or anything.
So Arlo is going to pass on doing cool stuff, but I guess maybe he is going to taunt the crowd like, "Hey, I made it through. You can make it through.
Okay.
Where are you on that side?"
Roll persuasion for me on that one.
Sure.
People listening to this, if they really are big into D&D rules, are probably like vomiting and their eyes are bleeding and their ears and nose are bleeding.
They're watching our audio podcast.
But you haven't done any action yet. I mean, this is your action.
That's right. 15. Wait, I was extruded. Is that an action?
You were acted upon.
Yay.
So just barely, the crowd on the other side, you can hear them say, "Yeah, come on, we can do it!" And
That one lady again.
yeah, you hear.
Herb is leading the charge.
Yeah, is Burp still on my back?
Yeah, Burb is still on your back at this point.
Cool.
Sometimes I forget to roll Burb into the initiative, folks. I'm so sorry.
Burb's actually on the other side. He was there before I got there.
I was expecting Herb to be like the front of the crowd and just unsheath the screaming sword.
Burb's motivation right now is that he wants to lay low and not get separated from you all in this crowd. So Burb is actually on Grimm's back saying like, "Hold tight, hold tight."
I don't know. Burb could be like the only one here who could just walk up and be like, he is Officer Burb.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who he is. He
Yeah.
could just lay down the law.
Exactly. So when you do that, they all yell that we can do it. You can the gate cracks open just a little bit more. The weight of the people pressing in is stronger. And actually, what happens is whenever that gate cracks open a little bit more, a single orc that had stood up falls backward through it and lands backwards on the ground with his axe in his hand.
Cool. Before, because I was basically like just shouting.
Yeah.
Can I cast a Cure Wounds?
I'll allow it. You were just shouting.
I want to cast Cure Wounds on that horse.
On the horse. Okay.
Honestly, that's what Arlo would do.
Yeah,
though.
sure. You can see the horse through the gate. So roll how much health he gets back.
I don't know. He gets back like a good 500,000 or so. 8. He gets an 8.
Yeah, so you can see the giant gaping bloody wound on the shoulder of this horse, and you stick out a hand and cast your healing on it, and you see it get back up, and you can see the vitality come back to this horse as it presses in against the gate.
Yay!
Now only a moderately gaping bloody wound.
And the gate again, the horse
Every
presses.
little bit helps.
The horse neighs and presses into the gate because there's nowhere else for it to go. But this time the gate doesn't swing open any wider. The opening is now about wide enough for one person to get through regularly walking.
No sauntering yet, but Arlo does feel better that he did some good after causing all the bad.
Exactly. Guard the. Let's see. I need to map these out for myself real quick.
There's fog on our side too, as well.
He said he just wanted it at the front, so I'm picturing there's no fog on the back side. I pictured the radius of that covered the front of the gate.
Well, it's. I mean, it goes around corners and everything else.
It's the sphere, but I feel like I remember a wording saying it was supposed to be at the front of the gate.
Hey, we'll roll with that. Basically, I was just wanting to cover the crowd that's at the front of the gate.
Yeah, to cover the crowd, it would have required you to move it a little bit closer. So there's no fog on the back side of the gate as of right now. Guard number 1, the guard in the tower that Grim is in, the guard in the left tower is going to turn and say, "One's gotten through!" And he takes his longbow and he fires the longbow at you, Arlo.
So I'm not even a who, I'm a what.
He said one's gotten through.
Oh, he said, what's gotten through?
My intent was to say 1, whatever came out. What is your AC, senor?
A good half million or so. 14.
14. He does indeed hit you on this one, and you will take 5 damage.
The whole thing?
You will take the whole 5. So an arrow comes down and hits you in the leg as the guy turns and says, "One got through." The other one is going to lean out of his tower and try to fire an arrow down at Jack Law, who is trying to get into his tower. Jack, what is your AC? It doesn't matter because he didn't hit you. I know it. So that arrow, it flies down between you and the door. As you put your hand on the door, the arrow flies down in between you
catch it.
and sticks into the ground. Grim, it is your turn.
Even the arrow was ashamed of that one.
I want to pull that man down into the tower, down the ladder.
All right.
Make him fall.
Oh.
So I'm going to need you to roll a strength check, and he is going to roll acrobatics or whatever, a dex against your strength to try to keep you from grabbing him.
That's a good old 21.
You succeed. You grab him by the ankle and you pull him down into the shaft. And so it's a 40-foot shaft, so he would take
2d6.
2d6?
It's 1d6 for every 10 feet after 20.
Okay, 1d6 for every 10 feet after 20. So he'll take 2d6 damage.
I think.
That's 4,
You can fall 20 feet with no issue.
5.
Mm-hmm.
That's intense.
I think so. I remember it being a lot, and I was like, 10 feet that's not a lot to me.
All right, so this guard, you grab him and he says, "What in the world?" And you grab him and you pull him through the thing, and on the way by, Burb says, "Goodbye, friend," as he falls to the ground and slams into a crate at the bottom, and the crate bursts, and he takes 6 damage, and he groans prone on the ground. Oh!
Grown pro.
I want to climb up, and if there's a door, I want to shut it.
Okay, there's a trapdoor, absolutely. So you slam the trapdoor shut, and that will keep you. And you can perform no more activities with your hands at this point, but you can move or look
I
around.
want to look around.
You look around and
see what I spy.
And you see a couple of levers, actually 2 levers.
Couple of levers.
2 levers side by side on the wall of the tower that is towards the gate.
Mm-hmm. Is it
One is down and one is currently up.
Is it enough for me to? Can I look over? Do I see like Jack and?
Yeah, you can see. You see Jack on the other tower at the door, and you can see Arlo, who has just taken an arrow to the leg.
I'm waving.
Hi. Burb looks down at Arlo and says, "Come on, friend."
You also see a guard laid out in front of the gate.
Yeah, you see an orc that just like fell backwards and is laid out behind the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And me in slow motion going towards the door with my lockpick, because that's what I'm going to do next turn.
I'm trying to decide if it is an injustice that these people cannot continue about their business. What would be better morally, me to try and open the gate and hinder us and allow them to get through, or would they be punished if I let them through? Would they all be caught and attacked and hurt more, or would they just be hurt more anyway because they
I don't
are
think
rioting?
7 guards
Just
all
philosophical.
collectively are going to be able to do anything about 100 people trying to go about their daily lives.
I jump on the orc that's splayed out on the bridge.
You're up in the tower.
40 feet. I know what I'm doing.
Okay. You're not going to turn any of the livers?
No,
Okay.
Is this an attack?
I just want to fall on it. I can't attack. I can't take any more actions.
Right.
I've already pulled the guy down.
So this is like hero jump and like with intent, or like you just face plant on this guy.
I'm trying to figure out what would
I
happen
wanna-
when you jump on a person.
I
I
want to
feel
try.
like he'd take 2d6.
That would hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, Grim, you're going to take 2d6 damage.
No, I mean I feel like the orc would take
Yes.
2d6.
And the,
I'm
orc, the orc's
saying.
also going to take some damage.
I want to try
but-
and put the balls of my feet on his chest and
Alright.
I
You
just
need to
wanna
roll
land
some
on it.
acrobatics here.
let's do it.
So you stand up on the ledge. Burb is saying, "No friend, no friend, no friend," as you do it.
Hold on, Burb. That's a good old 15.
So you do jump, but you're trying to land on his chest with the balls of your feet.
I was just trying to land on him.
All right, so you do land on the guy. You land on the guy, and like you land on him with your feet, but you do kind of collapse as you hit the ground. There's no real superhero landing here. This is a 40-foot jump. There's going to be some sort of tuck and rolling, whether you intended or not. So you do slam into him and into the ground. So you're going to take 2d6, and he's going to take 2d6.
Johnny Knoxville was born.
So you took 4 damage, Grim, and the orc beneath you is So you jump on him
And
and
kill him.
You feel his chest absolutely cave in.
Oh,
you feel
God.
it cave in. You like blood shoots out of his mouth, and that orc is dead as a doornail at this point.
I
Yes,
groan.
sir.
I don't. I took 4 damage. I don't groan. Well, there you go.
Serves you right.
Another guard falls through the hole. As soon as you land, another guard doesn't fall through, but a guard kind of like backs through the hole and turns around and says, "Hey, you're those guys! You're the murderers!"
I wave at him again.
He doesn't know how to handle that. And then now,
You see one eye just like
Yep.
fold out.
as well as that guard steps through, right behind him, an orc steps through. That orc kind of goes around the guard who's trying to figure out what he's going to do, and that orc is going to take out his battle axe, and he's going to try to chop at you, Grim. You've just killed one of his brethren.
Chop at me, bro.
What's your AC with advantage?
I'm prone.
Yeah,
I
you are
assume.
prone. You are prone. Yep, you're right. Well, he didn't need it this time because that second roll was a natural 1. So what's your AC, Grim?
15.
He rolls a 17 to hit you, big friend.
Nah, he misses.
What did I say?
17. I'm joking.
Okay, I was about to say. I know I said it right. He takes his great axe and brings it down on your shoulder with a great
Not my arrow shoulder.
with a great and mighty heave. And gosh, he rolls 15 damage with the axe.
Oh, that's nothing.
So he just opens your shoulder wide open. Blood drains down your front. Your great front. And Jack, it is your turn now. As more orcs begin to try to, you can hear orcs on the other side as well as guards chopping at the crowd, saying, "Get back, or we'll kill more of you."
I roll a 10 to pick the lock.
Yeah, you pick it. It's not a hard lock pick.
Boy, I'm swoosh in there and start going up the ladder.
All right.
Roll to swoosh.
You get. Are you gonna dash up the ladder? Because it's 40 feet up the ladder. And you've picked the lock.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So you make it to the top of the ladder.
Okay. I can't really do anything else.
All right. So as you get to the top of the ladder, you climb through the hole, and the guard who's up there says, "What the hell are you doing up here?" And he turns to you, but it's not his turn.
Tune in next week.
Arlo, it is your
I
turn,
will
sir.
give you a perfect explanation in just a moment.
All right, laying it out for me. There's a puddle of orc that Grim has landed into.
Yeah.
There's a puddle of Grim now.
Grim is still on. Grim is still down. He's still prone.
Yeah. After with a big old axe hole on his shoulder,
Okay.
standing before you with these two prone things, and between you and it are an orc standing at you. Is an orc standing at you, growling, and behind that orc is a guard. A
Cool.
man guard.
Cool. So orc guard, Grim puddle, nastiness.
Well, sorry, it would be Arlo, Grim Puddle, Orc, Guard.
Cool. I'm gonna use healing word on Grim. So
Okay.
Dope.
my healing word, I yell out with intent, Grim, suck less.
Burb, who is like now tumbled off your back and is at Arlo's feet, lifts up his head and like puts his bird arms on your shoulders and says, "Suck less."
You are healed for 5 whole points.
Oh no.
I know, right? And then can I? Yeah, we'll try it. I'm gonna use Thorn Whip on, I guess the orc that's just bashed you in your shoulder.
And healing word is a bonus action.
Yep.
This is bonus
Okay.
action.
All right, so use Vine Whip.
I researched it a little bit. Let's see.
Forgive me for my questioning. I just like to know things.
It is a 14 to hit.
A 14 to hit his AC. His AC, it does hit.
Sweet. So that is a D6. That is a 4.
So your Thorn Whip, is there anything added? Does it just hurt him, or is he prone, or?
It is a spiny thorn-like whip, vine-like whip covered in thorns. Lash out at command towards a creature in range. Make a melee spell attack, which is actually kind of cool. If the attack hits, the creature takes 1d6 piercing damage. And if the creature is large or smaller, pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you.
So he's closer to you.
I'm just trying to do some damage and get him to back up off of my boy Grim, who I just healed for a couple of points of health.
All right. So remember, Grim is between you. So if you're pulling the orc towards you,
I think it was just wording.
okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. It's just the wording of the thing. I can pull it towards.
Okay, gotcha. He is certainly off balance after being thorn whipped.
Nice.
And he takes 4 damage, and he says, "What are these thorns?
They're from a whip. Deal with it.
I'll get you, you little man."
We're not going that way, are we? I don't have a little dog, too.
It's the guard's turn. So guard. So the one guard you hear the sounds of the guard that just got pulled to the bottom of the tower that Grim was in after he jumped off of it. You hear him climbing up to the top and shouting expletives. The guard that is in the tower with Jack
feet and
Law.
he's climbing to the top?
I mean, I only took 4 damage when I fell.
Okay, I was going to say, I fell 40 feet. I'm calling it a day.
Yeah, he took 6 damage.
Okay.
You just killed his leader, man. He's trying to get you. The guard in Jack's tower is going to try to jab him with a spear. What's your AC, Jackaroo?
What'd he roll?
He rolled a 16. You get it?
My AC is 16.
Okay. We'll give the advantage to the player on
I think we've done attacker.
We've always
Okay.
done attacker.
All right.
Yep.
Then there we go. 6 plus 1, 17. Not 17. Just 7 damage. He jabs you in the chest with like in the breastbone with the spear. It gets a little bit of bone with it. 7 damage.
Just
to
rips
you.
out your sternum. No big deal.
The guard that was behind the orc now steps to be right beside this orc that just got hit with the thorn whip down there by Arlo. And that guard is going to try to jab his spear at Arlo. He's going to try to push that spear over Grim's prone body and press it into you, Arlo.
Cool. Would that be like a strength or to stop it, or dex to get out the way?
Neither.
attacks.
It'd just be against AC
Okay.
on that one. And he critted. It is
That's
bad.
not good.
It is bad news in the spear land.
It's not good for me.
All is not well in Waffleville.
Anytime an enemy crits, I'm going to force him to roll twice instead of doubling his stuff.
Okay.
So you're going to take 5 damage from this spear attack into the other leg.
5?
Yeah. So even after a crit, I kind of lucked out a little bit.
Yeah,
on 5.
that's what I was like, 5?
Yeah, he rolled a 1 and a 3.
So this is like Jim Carrey Nature Calls with like a spear in both legs.
I mean, you're tiny.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
tiny. It's hard. You're hard to hit. So that's the end of the guard's turn. Grim, it is now your turn. Again, during the guard's turn, you can hear on the other side the guards are trying to get control of this crowd and push them back.
I stand up. I cast Healing Word upon myself as a 2nd level spell.
How are you looking before this happens?
I'm looking pretty-ish.
Pretty bad. Okay.
Yeah, I have 6 hit points.
Okay. Oh, I was wondering visual
Gotta do math.
Yeah.
On this one. Let's see. When a creature of your choice that you can see regains hit points. The healing increases by 1d4 for each slot level above first. So I'm casting it as a 2nd level spell, so it'll be 2d4 plus my wisdom.
2d4.
So that's a 4. and 2. So that's going to be a total of, what, 6, 9 health?
So you stand up and you press your hand against yourself, I assume?
No, it's
No.
healing word.
All right, yeah. What's your word?
I smile. I grin devilishly at the orc and I say, restored, and then I punch him in his face.
All right, so that's a bonus action too. Healing word is a bonus action for everyone.
See, indeed.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh
I was not expecting it to bounce onto my phone.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like it rolled off the
Yeah.
table and slowly just
Was that a
rolled
nat
onto
one?
your phone.
Yeah.
no! All right, so you say a restore, but as you punch, the orc just gets the drop on you a little bit. You telegraph that punch a little bit too well, and he steps out of the way and dodges that punch. It is now that orc's turn. He is going to again take out his great axe and try to chop you up with it.
He ain't got a disadvantage.
Advantage
now.
What?
What? I said he doesn't have advantage now.
Yeah, he does not have advantage now. Doodly D, 16.
That is, yeah.
All right. This is going to be a 9. Oh boy, it's going to be a 12 damage. Are you reading my papers?
No, I was
Or are you
looking
looking
at
at waveforms?
Looking at the audio waveform.
Okay.
It's mesmerizing.
We don't have a DM screen, so Josh can see all of my goodies over here if he wants to.
I'm not glancing.
Grim, how are you looking after that axe hit?
I'm looking fine.
He does take this axe and he buries it, comes across your torso and buries it in your right leg, in the left side of that right leg, and blood seeps down the leg. So I imagine after you're looking a little bit pale at this point, a little bit hurt.
Good.
The other orcs again on the other side of the gate, you can hear, instead of them trying to get the crowd under control, you can hear the sound of steel and flesh. They are just chopping through this crowd of people. There are screams in pain. There just tears are flowing on the other side of this thing. Like
We made a
Only
bad choice.
Someone had opened the gate and let them all through.
Hey man,
If only.
I wanted to run, but Jack was like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna go up in here."
I got a
And
spear in
investigate.
both of my legs.
All
And I used my healing to heal you
Jack,
and you jumped off a wall.
You
Jack,
did.
it is your turn, sir. It's starting to be like real D&D, where everything goes wrong.
The guy's like jabbed at me. Can I grab his spear and keep pulling him forward?
We'll do a strength check on that one if you'd like.
Okay.
What is your goal? Would you like to hurt him?
Just set him off balance. Like I want him prone.
Okay, sure. We'll say we'll do a strength check and we'll try to make him go prone.
So I rolled a 12.
He did not succeed. So you grab the spear, you pull him forward, and I guess you like take his balance away and push the spear down, and he falls to the ground, losing his spear.
I tossed the spear out.
All right, the spear.
Not towards the crowd.
All right, so you toss the spear out. The spear tinks on that 3-foot tall barrier we discussed, and then flips down and into the ocean below.
You were making this throwing motion. I thought you were going to be like, I just pick him up and toss him out.
But he is prone.
I'm gonna pull the lever that is up. Pull it down.
Okay, you pull the lever that's up.
Or can I can I just like study it and see if I understand what these levers
Sure,
do?
absolutely.
Will 3 do it?
You can't exactly tell which lever, whether the up lever, if you pull it down, will open the gate, or whether the down lever, if you push it up, will open the gate. But you know, pushing a lever, one of these levers will either open or shut.
I knew that already. The fact that there's a lever near a gate gave that away.
Your 3 roll did not help, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, then the down one I push up, I think.
All right, the down one you push up. Okay, so the down arrow or the down thing, you pull that lever up, and when you do, the gate begins to rock open.
Hey.
The gate begins to open up. People begin pushing through. The orcs and the guards stand. They all like back up a little bit more, and they all grab their axes, and they all just lock in and stand firm, ready to take out anybody who tries to go through this thing. What are you rolling now? You done a lot of stuff this turn, Brice.
It's just movement.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 to jump out onto the horse.
Dexterity.
I love it.
Dexterity, that's with
Yeah, acrobatics.
23.
All right, so you're jumping on the horse. that was attached to the cart.
Yeah.
There's 2 horses on that cart, just to let you know.
Okay.
So why are you asking if he's jumping on the one attached to the cart?
The one that's not got an axe.
Yeah, I was
shoulder.
trying to clarify that to make sure everybody knows that the horse he's jumping on is not a horse free of a cart.
Yeah.
So you hop onto this horse.
The cart will assist in this.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to cut a flip? You rolled 23 in acrobatics.
No, I'm just going straight down.
All right. So
Unless you can let me land on both horses.
No, so you hop down
Foot
and
on
you
either
land,
one.
you land on the horse closest to the gate, which coincidentally was the one with the accident. But it's healthy now after it's been healed. So you land on that horse, and on the way down, your cloak is flapping in the breeze. Like,
Wouldn't it still take damage?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a horse.
Yeah, you're still falling.
Yeah. The horse is going to take a little bit of damage. We're going to go.
That's why I was aiming for the healthier one.
We're going
Bad
to
for the
call
horse.
your super dex roll. I'm going to drop it down to 1d6 damage to your crotch, but you will take 6 damage on the way down to the crotch. The horse is also going to take a d6, and the horse is going to take 3 damage. So when you hit the horse, it whinnies.
Is that enough to startle it into action?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not pleased.
Jack and the horse both winning.
But it doesn't act until after Arlo's turn. So Arlo, it is your turn, sir. Before you stands an orc and a guard.
And the gate is like
And
slowly
the
opening.
gate is slowly creeping open, and you see guards and orcs standing their ground. You also see Jack Law dropping onto a horse behind that gate.
Hero jump.
Very cool moment. Good time for a good roll.
I haven't jumped on anything. I've been extruded from stuff.
The next Die Hard movie, a good time for a good roll.
There you go. What we got here? I guess my biggest thing is I'm just going to... No, I don't want to do that. I can't do that.
To remind you, just again to set the stage, there is 200 feet between you and the ocean below, and there are a couple miles of bridge behind you between you and the mainland, but there doesn't seem to be anybody on that bridge, so...
I don't want to go down.
Sure.
So,
we've focused a lot on the gate. I want to let you know what is also surrounding you.
I like the idea of the horse and wagon headed in our direction. I am going to... so the guards and everybody, they're like lined up facing the crowd. They're not facing me.
Yeah, they're not facing you.
Okay.
They're trying to stop this crowd.
I guess I'm going to see if I can do my thorn whip action like right at the middle dude on the line of guards.
Now, there's still that guard and that orc that you were fighting between you and that scene.
Okay.
Do you want to hit them, or do you want to go around them to the guards?
They're not going to be standing there much longer. There's a crowd of people and a horse and wagon headed this way. So.
All right. Just to be clear, you're going around the guard, the 2 that are facing you, to the guard beyond you that's not facing you.
How far
Or
are
the
they
orc.
away?
I mean, at least 10 feet.
It's a 30-foot melee.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering about the rationale.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, you do that.
Basically, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to, like, he's focused on the crowd coming this way. I'm trying to distract at least one of the guards, maybe 2 of them if I can, and see if I can get their attention off of the crowd coming towards them. So,
Gotcha.
let me see if it even hits.
What are you doing?
17.
Thorn whip?
Yeah, thorn whip. There's like a line of guards facing the crowd that's trying to get through the door and cross. I just want to like
Okay.
see if I can distract and maybe make it easier for the people to get through.
All right. So you
Not leaving the area for the first encounter.
right. Absolutely. We'll say you step to the side a little bit to get that thorn whip around those other 2, and you roll what again?
17.
You hit that orc who is standing in the middle. We'll
Cool.
say.
5 to damage.
That will hurt him. You wrap the thorn whip around his neck. Do you want to pull him backwards?
If I can, yeah.
All right, you yank him backwards, and he does the classic action spin around, and blood leaves his neck or whatever. He's not dead, but your thorns pull out, and blood shoots out of his neck,
Oh, that's
and
nasty.
he roars in pain like "Roar!" as he turns around and is no longer facing the crowd.
Cool. So the middle of the guards is taken out. I just want to yell back to everybody, come on through the door, you can make it!
All right, roll. Yeah, you don't have to roll for persuasion. That's what they're trying to do.
Roll to holler.
So, yeah, things start moving. It is now the time for the horse to start moving. The horse
And
begins...
Grim is not prone anymore, right?
No.
Grim
Oh,
is
thank
no
God.
longer prone.
Now there are 2 orcs in front of me, And the guard.
Yeah.
The horse, we decided a war horse has 60 feet of movement. I don't know how much movement speed a cart has. We'll say it's around that much. It's got 2 horses.
Yeah.
So we'll say since you're on this horse starts moving. It moves towards the gate and is going to go through. It is going to pass within 5 feet of the 2. Like it's going through the middle, but it's going to pass within 5 feet of the guard and the orc on either side. So they are going to do their best to try to stab at you, Jack Law, on your way by. The orc is going to toss a javelin as an opportunity attack as this horse goes by, which we're giving the cart.
You do melee
turn.
attacks for opportunity.
Also,
If it's a javelin within 5 feet, he'd have disadvantage.
Right. I don't know if you can use a javelin as a melee weapon. It's a lot like a spear. But we're going to say that's what he does, just to try to get at you. But he doesn't beat your AC on that one anyway. And the guard is going to use his spear, and he's also going to fail. So this horse is barreling through them, and they try to get a stab on you. Again, not really knowing. There's fog still. They don't know who they're stabbing at. They should have taken disadvantage, but neither of them hit anyway. So they're stabbing at you, and they just can't get any air on you. They don't even see who this is, and the cart is passing through them. The cart barrels over the 2 orcs and the guard. They're going to roll dex saving throws to try to get out of the way of this cart. Brice, roll a strength for the cart.
Any modifier or just roll?
I won't modify mine. Okay, so the orc that Josh has Arlo pulled backwards, he does not save and he gets trampled by the horses. But the guard and the orc that were between the horses and Grim and Arlo, they each dive out of the way and they are successful. They dive and land on the ground on the other side of the horses as you pass by Grim and Arlo on your way down the...
So I'm on the right horse.
You're on the right horse.
Side, or is Grim on the right side? Or are they both there?
Arlo would be right in line with your right horse. Grim would be in line with the left horse as you're heading forward.
I'm going to put my hand out to Arlo to swing him onto the cart behind me.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
Burb is also saying horses.
Oh wait, I don't roll. You just roll with advantage.
Yeah. If you
Athletic or
you would roll athletics, I guess, to hold on to get onto this horse, which we're kind of leaving combat at this point. All these people are on foot, and after that dodge, there's no way they're going to catch you on foot. So yeah, just roll strength.
roll regular strength?
A strength saving throw.
Okay. 17.
All right, so you're able to.
Thank God.
Yeah, Jack grabs your arm again with this Spartan handshake grab, and he tosses you up onto the cart or onto the horse.
I'm trying to get him back onto the cart.
All right, so you land on the seat of the cart where the reins are bouncing around in their little harnesses.
I'm going for the reins. I'm trying to.
And at the same time, I'm going to shout to Grim to get on.
Grim, roll it.
No.
Oh no!
Grim,
we're
going to give you a chance. We're going to give you a chance because hold on. This is what happens.
Say.
So as the
I would die.
as the cart is coming, Grim, you look to the tournament. You see the cart coming. You go to get to the side to try to jump on, and one of the horse's legs just barely clips yours and throws you off balance, and you're not able to grab it. But Burb, on the other hand, also tries to. Burb jumps, and he didn't crit fail, so he jumps toward the wagon, but he is within reach of Arlo at this point. So it will take Arlo's help to grab him. So Burb is in midair right now. Slow-mo heading towards the car and flying. Arlo, do you choose to reach out? And Burb says, "Come on, friend," as he looks Arlo in the eyes on the seat of the cart.
I'll just leave him hanging. No, no, I'm going for it.
All right, so I'm going to roll with advantage again. He does make it this time with his acrobatics. He lands on the cart, runs to the back to offer Grim some help with a helping hand on the back end of this cart. Grim, roll once more.
14.
That will do
Oh,
it.
thank Jesus.
So with
I mean, if I had dashed, I would have 60 feet of movement. I could catch this horse.
with Burb's help, cinematically, this is far more satisfying.
I
You
like
still
it.
have
I
to
like
grab
it.
onto it when you got up to it, though.
With Burb's help, he runs to the back of the cart, Captain America style, hops over the back end, locks his arm underneath the one side, and puts out his other one, which you grab, and you're able to pull yourself onto the cart. So now, at the back of the cart are Burb and Grim, as the cart rockets down the bridge.
I reach out. I'm imagining I just fall on my back, panting. I reach out a hand and say, "Thanks, friend." I reach out a fist bump.
A fist bump, and the Burb, your Kinku companion, turns his feathers in and puts his feathers on your wrist and says, "Come on, friend." Arlo, you're at the reins. I'm going to ask you to roll a strength check to get these reins under control.
Would it be strength or animal handling?
Animal handling would be perfect, actually.
Handling them animals. 19.
You grab those reins and you snap them in like you've driven carts so many times before when you and Briar were traveling around the world. And you grab those reins and you whip them one good time, and the horses surge with speed. And Jack Law, you are on the horse as you feel it surge with speed, and you guys are rocketing down this.
Jack is in pain. Deep pain all the way to his core.
As you turn around in the background, you can see that the guards and the orcs, they chased you for a second, but they turned around as the crowd of people pushed through the gate, and they are also running down this bridge, but certainly slower than you are. And the guards have turned and they're like trying to stop them and pushing them, and you see a couple people fall off the bridge in the melee. The orcs are swinging axes wildly. It is an absolute chaos. It's absolute chaos down there.
30 Wilhelm screams all at once.
I can't do it. Which you've come to expect in this crazy city that you've been in. But after 14 episodes of the show, you are out of Lonesome, and you are traveling down the bridge to the greater world that this game takes place in, to the mainland of Mediene.
Well, thank God we got out of that crap hole. How do we get back in? Back across the bridge?
Over the side.
So you guys are going down the bridge. This bridge is a couple miles long. It's several miles long.
Eight hours worth of miles long.
It's not 8 hours worth of miles long.
1 hour.
Is it enough
miles
for a
worth long?
short rest as we're sitting in this wagon?
It is not. It is. You can't rest while you're driving a wagon, but it's
Light
not.
activity.
Can he rest in the back?
You could, but this trip across the bridge is not going to be an hour long. I'll get you there. I'll get you to a rest point. I promise. So you go across this bridge, and as you reach
Mom, I can see a McDonald's.
as you reach the end of the bridge, you see the great kind of man-made hill that rises up off the mainland of Mediene to meet the leveling of this bridge. And so you guys come across it, and you take your cart down. By the way, never expected the whole thing at the gate to go this way, but I'm very happy with you all.
Sweet.
As a DM, I'm very pleased with how that went down.
We now have a cart that's about to have some sweet flames on the side.
So you guys go
Literally,
across
we're gonna
this
set it on
bridge.
fire.
You travel.
Jack's limp body is just flopping up and down.
If you'd like to move to the cart at any point, you can tell me that happened.
I don't want to risk falling.
No, you won't. You won't. If you
Okay.
want to move to the cart.
I would
So
like to
Jack
move
has
to-
moved.
Can I help him back to the seat?
Yeah, Jack has moved to the cart.
He's just like widely steps on the car and sits down.
To like a quarter mile behind you, you notice a single small cylindrical thing held by a small fleshy string. Jack's testicle drags behind. Well, soon it will be a magic item for a different campaign. No, so you come across the bridge, you reach the man-made hill, and you guys kind of take the winding path down the hill, and you get
Someone's
down.
going to be coming across this bridge and see that and just go, huh. And they're immediately going to say, nope, not this time. Just turn around and go back.
And you get down to the leveling of the mainland, and you to your right, which would be the north. You're currently traveling west, so to the north, you see the great western wildwood, which is a far larger version of the eastern wildwood that you know is north of the city you were just in. This is the western version on the mainland of Mediene, and you know that forest to be relatively dangerous, but also a place that you could rest. as well as there are fields and grasslands on your left, and out ahead of you there are settlements. There are small villages and stuff that you can see off in the distance. And very, very far in the distance, many, many miles away, you can see the beginnings of what you know to be the village, the large town of Fark. But that is a couple days travel off. You can see the outline of where you know that to be.
Fellas, I think the hard times are behind us. I think it's going to be easy pickings
From the back. You're wrong. Stop it.
Burb like peeks his head over Grimm's face, is looking up at the sky and says, "Easy picking."
Did we ever receive any health potions or anything at any point?
No, you have not.
Did we
I
get
am
paid
your health
for
potion.
Killing the.
Nope.
Did you get paid for messing everything up? No, you did not.
No.
Hey,
You didn't mess everything up.
it was a conspiracy. I got my daddy a promotion.
Yeah.
That's right.
So do you guys want to find a place like in the woods to rest, in a field? Do you want to find this cart is emblazoned with the Continental Army insignia.
Well, it's about to be emblazoned with something.
Yeah, it is.
We should go into the woods.
It is definitely a noticeably orcish thing.
I'd like to pull out like through one of these fields and like just stop along like the tree line, farther down like one of the fields, like off the road.
That's good.
So
Okay.
let's stop for the night just inside the tree line and let's rest.
I want to keep it in the forest.
Do you want to kind of conceal your cart from visibility of the road, or do you want to just leave it out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll back it into some bushes. The emergency backup thing blaring the whole time.
Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
you guys
Just
make it to the
echoing through the
woods,
woods.
and you
breaks.
you make camp. You go into the woods. That you find a safe spot to make your camp and to set up maybe some makeshift tents or whatever. You guys tell me what.
No,
what,
sir. In 14 episodes, we have not rested, but like one time, we are just going to collapse into a heap on the ground.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what it's like after you park the cart. Tell me what this interaction is like.
Hang on, I think.
Because Burb has gotten a rest.
Is it a covered cart or just like?
It's not covered. It's just a typical four-wheeled, seat on the front, bed in the back cart.
Gotcha.
I pull out my bedroll, hide behind a tree, and go to sleep.
Okay. No speech, no discussion. Not forcing it, just asking.
If nobody else speaks to me, that's what I'm doing. But if someone else addresses me, I will speak to them.
Of course.
Yeah, we made it.
We did.
We crossed the bridge.
We did.
We're getting closer to my part of the world.
Mine too. You know what? Thought occurs to me, fellas. Why was there a merchant wagon going over the bridge? Seems like there might be something in this wagon.
This is a guard's Continental Army wagon.
Oh, it's an army wagon.
Bird points to the logo on the side, like the insignia of the Continental Army, and says, "Army wagon."
Well, I can't read, so all right. It's an army wagon.
Bird not reading
You have
either.
a app that stores books.
I do.
All right.
But
I
you
can't read. I can't read.
Arlo,
Nobody ever told me how to read.
you are an interesting man. Would you like to learn how to read?
Yeah, I just never even stopped to even try it.
I can teach you, Jack. I'm sure you can read.
I can.
We can teach you. I plan to teach Bird how to speak.
Yeah, Bird.
Sort of.
As you're saying this, Bird is sidling closer to Arlo, as if to like get in your line of sight, like you're also talking to him, like you're telling him you could teach him too. He's just leaning in.
Slowly gets in the middle between us.
I'm just on my back with my eyes closed. I crack open my right eye. He's just right there.
Holding a book.
Bird, please.
Bird.
I would love to know how to read. I've seen other people, and it just seems like a wonderful thing. I've never had the time to dedicate to trying to learn.
I'm gonna
We
sleep
might have
first,
some time now.
and then I'll teach you a little bit.
All right. How long do you think it'll take?
Depends on how intelligent you are, I guess.
All right. This should be quick.
All right. So if there's nothing else tonight, Burb says, "Burb sleep," and he like just goes. Burb climbs up a tree and kind of perches on he perches on a branch and kind of sits up there to keep watch a little bit, but he leans against a tree and falls asleep. You guys all, I guess, is there a
Arlo's
fire?
sleeping under the wagon.
Okay, sleeping under the wagon. Jack Law, how are you sleeping?
I'm asleep in the wagon if there's already a bed in there.
Okay, sure. There's probably some stuff you can make a little bed out of.
I mean, like the bed of the wagon is just
Okay.
like flat.
Yeah, it is.
Hey.
Sorry. Grim, you're sleeping behind a tree, and you guys sleep soundly through the night. Whether something came through the camp and ate off your legs or not, you're so tired that you do not notice.
That's why he's under the wagon.
But
Pretty sure I'd notice that in the morning.
But it is. It was morning when you
I
guys
had
left.
legs when I went to sleep.
Yeah.
It was morning whenever this all happened. It was
about to
it was probably like 10 in the morning by the time you got through and made it to where you were at. But you guys slept all the way through the day, through the night. It was a very tiring experience after being up for 24 hours or even longer. And you wake up the next day, the next morning. The birds are chirping. You can hear animal movement in the western wildwood.
Hear a strange garbling noise as Grim just scarfs down one of his rations.
Yeah.
Food.
The whole lower half of Jack's body actually is missing. I'm in significantly less pain than I was earlier.
Yeah. Burb actually, whenever you wake up, you notice Burb comes back and he's holding 3 rabbits in his hand. He actually went out, because he wasn't as tired as you guys, he went out in the night and trapped him some rabbits, caught him some rabbits, and he walks up and he tosses a rabbit at Jack's feet, a rabbit at Grim's feet, and then he comes up to Arlo and takes the rabbit and like holds it by its front legs and back legs and says, "Share."
All right, Burb. I'll share with you.
Go for it.
I know that's what I'm thinking.
So whenever you say, "All right, Burb, we can share," he pulls up the rabbit and he points the head at you and then the rear end at you, as if to say, "You pick."
I'm gonna turn it halfway between.
So you want the middle?
Well, I'm saying he can have one half. I'll have the other half.
Okay, so
I
Burb.
plan on spit roasting this creature.
Okay,
Right, from pout to pucker.
Burb says, "I take butt," and then he grabs the rabbit by the
You know
head.
what, Burb? You can have this one.
Yeah, he says, "Really?"
Yeah.
Burb, nice. And he grabs the rabbit and just like with his giant beak, just and like sucks the
Becomes
rabbit.
Donald Duck for a minute.
Sucks the rabbit down into his mouth and like blood is squeezing out of his beak. And he says, "Thank you."
Burb, you are very welcome.
Burb, very welcome. Come on, friend. Okay, you guys have rabbits.
Jack takes out his cleaver and sets to work doing what he's done. as long
Jack,
as he
you're not
can.
doing it right.
Jack throws his cleaver.
I do the same. I say, "Thank you, Burb," and I get to work preparing it because I'm a chef.
Oh, yeah.
Ho-ho.
Welcome.
Zing.
Yeah, so we discussed it in the beginning
I
episodes.
want to roll against you, see who finishes first.
Okay, that's fine. Roll.
Do you have cooked utensils, my man?
I have a butcher's knife. That's all I need to cut it open.
All right, but I'm actually going from beginning to end. I'm cooking this thing.
Oh, okay.
Out of nowhere, Burb yells, "Hey, cuisine!"
And we can do that. Yeah, let's go.
No, I'm
But
good.
back in the
No,
day,
let's
at the
go.
beginning of the
Yeah, I rolled a 1 then.
Today's secret
7.
ingredient is rabbit.
So, Jack Law it's been a while since you've actually butchered any meat, so it takes you a minute to get back into it, but you take care of it, and you expertly butcher your meat. But Grim actually he cooks it. He's got a fire built and he cooks his up a little bit faster. It tastes a little bit better when you guys trade morsels, if that's what you do. But yeah, in the beginning, if
Mine
you don't
taste
remember,
a bit celestially as I use sacred flame.
Jack Law is actually used to be a butcher, and he's actually from the town of Fark. And Grim was a cook, was a cook. He's good at cooking.
Yep. He's a single man. I gotta learn to cook or die.
Okay, guys, so you are awake on the morning. You are free and clear to do as you please. I figure we'll just take this video to be about an hour and a half, or this podcast to be about an hour and a half. We won't be able to do another one in this recording session, so we might as well extend the length of this one.
Squanky. I was a little bit off put by breakfast there, so I'm gonna can I use my herbalism skills and see if I can find some vegetation nearby?
Sure. What you thinking you looking for?
Just anything in general. Maybe I can bring something back they could fix with their habits.
Okay.
Arlo.
Yeah,
I've noticed that you seem pretty versed in plant life.
I am. You are very astute.
Do you think you could find something like a dye or something that could change the color of our cart to perhaps cover up the insignia on the side?
I don't know. Let me see if I can look around.
Roll
And then I'll
survival.
do that. Is it survival or nature?
I think since you're trying to find something in nature, that sounds like a survival thing. But we'll just roll nature and survival, and whichever one's higher we'll take.
Either one is the +2. Well, I have advantage on nature, so.
We'll do nature then. I guess that makes more sense. You're not trying to survive. You're trying to die something.
That is
Not trying to survive,
7.
you're trying to die.
That's funny.
7 + 2.
That was with advantage.
With advantage.
I thought you said you had advantage.
6 + 2.
It takes you a while. It takes you most of the morning. By the time you return, it's about noon. But
Can
you
I
do
re-roll at noontime to see if I find something?
You did find some.
Nice.
It just took you a long time, but you were able to find some like indigo plants that will be able to. You could dye your dye this. You could make some dye that would cover up ink like this insignia.
Come back with a whole thing full of Krylon spray paint.
Nice.
Liquid gold. Do I find some food product?
Sure. You probably also find some herbs, whether they be whatever herbs you find on the ground. I don't know. You're not going to find garlic, but maybe plantain or some other ground herb.
Could find garlic. Could find plantain, onions, all kind of stuff.
You find
Strawberries.
You find some green onions on the ground as well, and you do. You find some blackberries in the bushes in the woods.
Cool. Hey, either one of y'all fellas want to shove these inside your bunnies?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna eat them.
Jack pointedly looks away. You see his shoulders kind of like rising and falling in a silent chuckle, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely eat them.
Okay.
Is there? Can it? I forget how the herbalism thing works. I can use it to make like potions of health and healing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever actually done that because we were in a city. So.
Right. I don't remember how the herbalism thing works exactly, but we'll say you found the
Is it a skill or a kit?
I've got the skill and I've got the herbalism kit.
What does the skill say?
Yeah, let's learn real quick.
Let me compend it.
Because it's a herbalism kit. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to identify or apply herbs. Also, proficiency with this kit is required to create antitoxin and potions of healing. So you can do those.
Okay, so roll a nature check and we'll see if you make any potions.
Okay. Or if I just find enough stuff to make them.
Yeah.
19 plus 2, 21.
Yeah, we'll say you find the supplies and you're able to pull off 2 health potions with that.
Yay!
Enough to put into 2 little vials.
Cool, I'm gonna put those away for later.
Okay.
Just like a minor healing potion thing.
It's like
2d4
4 plus 4 or something.
Do neither of you
Okay.
have you have anti-venom, don't you?
Yep.
Because I brought back 2 bottles of healing potions and
But I didn't
2 anti-venoms.
need it because we were.
It was just antivenom.
It was like the anti-venom stuff.
I could have sworn it was 2 bottles.
It was 2, but by the time you got back, we were already starting to wake up.
It was just 2 bottles of antivenom.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was something else as well.
Yeah, because I only have antivenom.
I truly don't remember that exchange. I remember that you went and got something, but I don't remember what it was. But you are fully healed now, and Burb, after finishing his rabbit, and we all kind of sat around for most of the morning waiting for Arlo to come back after searching for herbs and stuff, and it's getting close to noon at this point. Burb says, "What now?"
Bird, I have this dye. Would you like to paint a wagon?
Burb not paint before.
All you gotta do is put all these colors on this wagon. Just be creative with it.
Burb goes to dip his hand into the dye that you made, his pristine black feathers, into this dye.
Blue dye and
Mm-hmm.
herb.
Yes. Yes.
So intense.
I'm gonna show you how it's done.
He slowly
No.
takes his
There you go.
his feathers away from the black dye.
So I guess I'm gonna grab like a.
Arlo sticks his hand.
Start taking off my clothes.
So you go to paint.
Yeah, go to paint.
We'll assume that you found something while you're out, like
Just like
some,
old rags or something like that.
Yeah, so you find
whatever.
some of that in the back that you were able to paint this wagon with.
Cool.
It doesn't take you too terribly long. There's not a whole lot of surface area on this wagon, but you do. I'm assuming you're going to paint the whole thing and not just like a circle over the insignia or something.
Yep, whole thing.
Okay, so this wagon goes from being wood to being kind of stained this dark blue. So now you guys have an LID, almost an LID flavored wagon.
Nice.
That you have this dark blue wagon that you've painted.
While that's going on, I'm just sitting like cross-legged on the ground, using my ring of Roundup to attract butterflies. Just seeing what it can do. I'm
Yeah,
just
just playing with
experimenting
it.
with it, seeing how many I can get to come at a time.
Is there anything specific you want to do with the butterflies?
I want them to just like land on me and like crawl on me, I guess, and to have a few of them circling me.
You
Like,
do that.
like a cloud, as many as I can get. Just
How long do you sit here doing this?
the entire time. I'm just
Oh,
marveling
so
at it.
all
Grim
morning-
likes like animals
Yeah.
and butterflies and stuff like that, so he's just enjoying it.
All morning you're using your ring of Roundup, which allows you to attract butterflies and control one of them or something, right? Like
Control one insect, yes.
you control
At a
one
time.
insect. So the longer you sit there and you're attracting these butterflies, they do just begin to swarm you, and you sit there till noon. So butterflies
Hey
from
guys, look at this.
butterflies from miles away, like there are now probably 150 butterflies floating around Grim at this point as he says, "Hey guys, look at this."
Oh.
Well,
Well, you don't see that every day.
actually, that gives me an idea as well. I'd like to test out my ring. My ring of tracking. And didn't Burb get a cloak of some kind?
He just bought a nice looking cloak.
So I take out the ring of tracking, I put it on my finger, and I take it off and I toss it to Grim. You want to help me out?
I give it to one of the larger butterflies.
But no,
Okay.
I need you to hold it. I was just asking, like, literally, could you help me out? In character, I'm asking that.
Yes.
Okay, I toss the ring to Grim.
Okay.
I catch and hold.
Do I have, like, sense where the ring is?
You know exactly where it is.
Alright, Grim, could you put the ring on for me?
You no longer sense where it is.
That's stupid.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Wrong finger,
we
Arlo.
need to go back. We need to go back. That's not how the ring works. You're supposed to attune it to you. I've never attuned a magic item.
You can have 3 magic items attuned at a time,
Okay.
and you have to break attunement to get another one. Cursed items are odd. I don't want to mess with those.
Okay, so let's imagine. So Grim didn't try to attune your item. You have attuned your ring, we'll say, after having it. So no, when he puts it on, you do still know where it is. I
Alright.
apologize.
Alright, cool.
I never dealt with attuned items, and I felt like, oh, that might be we could just not do that. But I was like, well, no, we need to figure that out.
Doesn't
So, yeah.
attunement take like an hour or whatever?
Mm.
I think it is.
We'll say you spent a little time with it when you bought it.
I mean, did you just put it on immediately when you got it? Because that's what I did with mine. I just put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, I can look up the rules for attunement.
By the time they figured out there's a pillar of butterflies extending 3 miles into the air.
Well, it would just be getting thicker, so it'd be like a cloud of butterflies.
I feel like we can just say that I was attuned to it after all this time. I don't know.
While they're trying to figure it out, I'm very
Yeah.
tempted to cast Fairy Fire on our blue LID wagon.
Okay. All right. So the ring is attuned. You know exactly where it is as Grim slides it on his finger.
Nice. Alright, Grim, thank you very much. I was just wondering about how it worked.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll take it off and throw it back.
Roll dicks.
No, I have one of the larger butterflies carry it back. That idea's in my head. I want it to happen.
Okay. So one of the larger butterflies carries the ring back. It struggles a little bit because the ring's kind of heavy. It's a little bit slow.
Thank you, my
It's
friend.
one of those Brazilian butterflies.
It's like malt.
3 feet wide.
Yeah. Okay. So throughout the morning, there's been a lot of animal activity. There's been some deer going by.
I've attracted a great many frogs.
Grim has attracted a great many butterflies, but nothing particularly dangerous is going on. But you guys you know where you are in the world right now, and you know where you're headed. So, what is the intent? What happens next? Y'all tell me.
Gentlemen, we are supposed to be waiting on a signal from the man who's given us the signal.
I believe we need to be in Fark.
Yep. I wonder how far Fark is from here.
Jack, did you tell us you were from there?
I said we're getting closer to where I live, so I guess that would make sense.
Jack, you said you live around here. Do you know the way to Fark? The quickest way?
It's right down this road towards Fark.
It's
just pretty much a straight shot.
The only real named settlement between you and it is Fark. There are some settlements, some villages, some people who live in the woods, and people who live in the fields and do some farming, some homesteaders out there. But the biggest village that you are anywhere near, the biggest town, the biggest city is Fark, and it's a couple days walk from here. Probably 1 day of riding your wagon.
Since you're from there, would you want to go back?
I have no problem with my hometown. We're a short ride away. We should be able to make it there by nightfall.
Very nice.
Okay, so you hop on the wagon. Burb hops on. Burb requests, he says, sit in front.
I call that a shotgun.
Shotgun. What?
Yep. It's an old archaic phrase.
Yeah, Burb crawls up and sits beside you at the reins. Arlo, I guess you're driving.
Sure.
Hand the reins over to Burb.
And the two of you, I guess, are in the back at this point. So you guys go clippity clopping down the way. It takes you a good long while to get to Fark, but eventually you do see it on the horizon. You see this town on the horizon, and you get closer and closer. But as you approach the city, the town, coming towards you is a cart that looks very similar to the cart that you are currently driving. Driving that cart is one large orc. It looks to be an orc with a hood on his head. Beside that orc is another orc that seems to be regularly adorned with armor and his battle axe. And behind them, in what looks to be a cart that's almost twice as long as the cart you're driving, are several other orcs, as well as several, it looks like townsfolk from Fark. A couple of men and a dwarf are in the back of this cart, and they have, it looks just by the shape of them, that's what they look like, because they have bags over their heads. And the orcs are all but whistling as they drive their cart down the road towards you. And as you get very close together, they look at you, and they are a little bit perplexed by your cart, and they don't know. They don't really. Nothing really comes of it. They just look at your cart, and they're a little bit concerned. What you got, Josh?
I'm just thinking.
Oh yeah, sorry. They're a little bit concerned, but then they look up at you, and they actually give you a bit of a nod, as if like travelers passing on a road, as you draw nearer to them. And that is where we will end today's episode.
Boom. Bum, bum, bum.
So,
tune in next week when Burb paints the horses.
Yeah, tune in next week for more painting, more butterflies, and hopefully more high-speed chases. We will see you in the next one. Please be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Leave us a review on iTunes if you like the show. Those really help. Share us with your friends if you don't mind. Follow us on Twitter at Tank Media Games. Send me any sort of hate mail if you'd like to Twitter. You can do it publicly, or you can DM me if you'd like. Any hate mail as far as rules or bad things going on the show.
DM the DM.
But we really hope that you enjoyed it, and we hope you'll be back for the next episode next week. We love you very much.